Okay, let's get right to it. It's Monday. Yeah, June 15th. This is your Bring Me the News update. Of course, given to you by Novak Weather. I'm Tom Novak, and we're looking at the visible satellite loop for today. And no doubt you can kind of see exactly what's going on in our weather. There's a large area of clouds now. These are what we call kind of debris clouds. They actually had produced showers over the Dakotas overnight last night, showers and maybe even a few storms, but they're basically just clouds that have dissipated now and just don't hold much moisture as they've moved into Minnesota. And get used to this, because I think the active weather, and I'm going to show you why, I think the active weather is going to be out in the Dakotas here over the next 48 hours, and then we're going to get some debris clouds that eventually move east throughout the days, throughout the afternoon hours, morning and afternoon hours on Tuesday and Wednesday. I don't think they're going to hold any precipitation, but yeah, we're going to be dealing with a mix of clouds and sun, and of course, some warm temperatures. All right, before we look at the temperatures across the region, I did want to show you something now. This is the precipitation departure from normal over the last 2 weeks now here in the upper Midwest, okay? So normally, you can see here up in northwestern Minnesota, we are about 300 to 400% of the normal amount of precipitation over a 2-week period here in June. So it's pretty wet, or at least recently has been pretty wet across about the northern third of Minnesota. The same goes for the southeastern corner of Minnesota and much of Wisconsin, but we do have a stretch here across the heart of Minnesota, central portions of northeastern Minnesota. So we're talking the Duluth area, the Brainerd Lakes area on west to Ortonville and Wilmer, Minnesota, and then even east into the northern and western Twin Cities metro, where it's been quite dry. Not only over the last 2 weeks, but really over the last couple of months. So I'm starting to get concerned about the drought conditions out here in western and central Minnesota. Now, the good news is that I think precipitation is on the way, and hopefully it's a bit more widespread than the last couple of events for them out there. But I do think precipitation's on the way. But again, pretty dry from about the northern and western Twin Cities suburbs on west to the border of South Dakota and North Dakota in Minnesota. Now, temperatures across the region, clearly it's much warmer today than it has been over the weekend. And our temperatures are only going to go up the next couple of days. We are in the 80s now over the southern half of Minnesota. Now, where the clouds are a little bit thicker and there are a few very light showers or sprinkles, you can see temperatures are in the 70s and even some upper 60s still yet in the northern half of Minnesota. But it's warm, and it's going to get warmer. As you can see, temperatures down here in Nebraska are already in the lower 90s early this afternoon, and that is the air mass that is surging north into southern Minnesota. Just taking a little bit of a closer look here over the heart of Minnesota. Again, we're in the 70s over central Minnesota, and then 80s from the St. Cloud area on south. Get used to this warmth, because this is going to be the trend here, not only tomorrow and Wednesday, but probably even into Thursday and Friday. Now, looking at the jet stream pattern, at least over the next couple of days. This is from the NAM computer model guidance, and of course the jet stream is the river of air at 30 to 35,000 feet. It is also our steering winds. So this layer of the atmosphere is extremely important when predicting weather. But look at where the jet streak, which is a stronger area of winds within the jet stream, look at where the jet streak is located as we get into later tomorrow and then as we get into Wednesday. This is the jet streak. It's out in Montana and the Dakotas. And remember what I've always said is you like to be near the right rear quad of a jet streak. That would place Colorado, portions of Nebraska, South Dakota, and North Dakota, northwestern Minnesota, in the favorable area now for shower and thunderstorm development, not only tomorrow, but certainly Wednesday, the way it appears. In turn, it looks like much of the eastern portion of Minnesota and southern Minnesota, along with Wisconsin, this is going to be the dry area over the next couple of days. And this jet stream and jet streak stays out west even into Thursday morning. So I won't be surprised if our weather in eastern Minnesota, the weather in eastern Minnesota, stays dry for the most part through at least certainly Wednesday night and even into Thursday morning. And then, of course, things will eventually change. And here's what I mean. This is the jet stream structure from the European computer model forecast now for Thursday morning. And look at how it has now shoved the jet streak a little bit further east into the Dakotas and northwestern Minnesota. Now that would place a good chunk of Minnesota and areas of the eastern Dakotas and even northwestern Wisconsin in a favorable area for precipitation as we get into Thursday, okay? And then Friday, that jet stream doesn't move very much. It does push a little bit further north and east so that the jet streak's located over northern Minnesota. And again, that would place much of southern and eastern Minnesota and Wisconsin in a favorable area for shower and thunderstorm development. That would be for Friday. And then this pattern actually holds pretty steady even into Saturday and this weekend. So no doubt that we're going to be likely dealing with showers and storms and some warm weather for the latter half of this week and into this weekend. In fact, as you look at the extended forecast now, this is from Bring Me the News and Novak Weather. Look at where our average high temperature now is we're right around 80 degrees for the average high temperature. That's this black line right here. But our high temperatures over the next several days, today, tomorrow, look at Wednesday, 94 it looks like we've got for Wednesday, mid-90s. Even Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, 80s and low 90s over the next 5 to 7 days. All of those temperatures are near or certainly above average, and no doubt the overnight lows are going to be warm too over that period. But as you can also see, I'm fairly confident that later Thursday is going to be a time frame for some precipitation. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if we get even some severe weather, which is depicted by this maroon bar that you see coming up on this extended forecast graph. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if our opportunities for severe weather increase, especially later in the day on Thursday, and then more shower and storm activity the way it appears later Saturday and into Sunday morning. But all in all, we're going to be warm and windy. You can see by this blue line, these are the winds for the first half of this week. It's going to be windy. So warm and windy the first half of this week and dry the way it appears. And then as we get into Thursday and certainly through the weekend, our opportunities for showers and storms increase, but we keep the warm weather. So hopefully everybody has a great week. I appreciate you joining me and bring me the news on this weather briefing. Have a great week, have a great evening, and we will talk to everybody tomorrow.